As we talked about in a previous video, the economic recession is just around the corner. The wealthy are making moves to prepare for what's to come, and it could be an understatement to say that those who have, or at least are at risk of losing their jobs, may be at great unease. There's plenty of evidence to show that our brain is heavily tied to money, but when the economy just comes crashing down and incomes are lost, just how badly does an unstable income hurt our cognitive health? We know that losing money can trigger the same areas of the brain associated to fear and pain, but further neurological studies have shown that when a person's income drops 25% or more, there are clear signs of detriment seen in the brain, from poor performance on cognitive tests to physical changes of unhealthy aging. This poor performance is greater than what is normally seen due to 1 year in aging. To put things into perspective, 2 or more income drops have been linked to a decrease in brain connectivity and decreased volume of white matter, an area of the central nervous system that is made up of an insulating layer known as myelin, which forms around the nerves. This is important to note as white matter helps to facilitate the transferring of information from one area to the next, playing a key role in helping the brain communicate between different areas of the brain. Often, drinking alcohol or simply getting older can decrease the volumes of white matter, but the fact that drops in income can do much the same shows that there is evident relationship between economic instability and aging. Moreover, in another study at the University of Texas at Dallas, they scanned the brains of 304 people aged 20 to 89. They found that in relation to socioeconomic status, when it came to those aged 35 to 64, the higher status people's brains contained more gray matter and segregation across the brain network. To give you a little bit of insight, gray matter is a neural tissue that contains nerve cell bodies and fibers. This helps to process information into the brain and plays a huge role in functioning, control of movement, regulating emotions, and retaining memories. Simply put, the more gray matter, the better. Much like white matter, the more you age, the more decrease in gray matter volume there is in the brain. Therefore, if you have more gray matter, this helps in maintaining better memory and protects you against dementia and other signs of aging. One of the key factors to why low income or economic instability may play a part in aging the brain could be tied to the role of continued stress on the brain as well. Research from Princeton University showed that when people are in poorer economic situations, they have less mental energy to dedicate to other areas of life. When a person's mental attention is consumed day to day with both physical and cognitive efforts to simply get by, there are very few mental resources left to help them get out of their impoverished situations, which then takes a toll on their mental states. As noted by Dr. Jiaying Zhao, an associate professor in the Department of Psychology at University of British Columbia, these economic pressures create a salient concern in the mind and draw mental resources to the problem itself. That means we are unable to focus on other things in life that need our attention. We're arguing that the lack of financial resources itself can lead to impaired cognitive function. The very condition of not having enough can actually be a cause of poverty. This hit on the overall cognitive function of the brain can come at a high cost. As further evidenced by the aforementioned study, the researchers discovered that consistent financial worries left low-income individuals to perform worse on common cognitive tests. On average, a person that had pressing financial concerns had a drop in cognitive functionality equivalent to a 13-point dip in IQ. To put things into perspective, this is almost the equivalent of losing an entire night's sleep. And just a single night without sleep can have immediate effects on problem solving, decision making, and recall. In addition, another study found that those who were at the poverty level performed much worse on tests related to verbal memory, processing speed, and general executive function, aka working memory, self-control, flexible thinking. For those that are in unfortunate situations of income instability, you can fortunately do more than sit back and let your brain rapidly age away. As you've all heard time and time again, engaging in physical activity of any kind can help with protecting the aging brain. Not only does it reduce the risk of getting dementia, it physically boosts your overall mental health, helping with thinking and problem solving, all the while reducing anxiety and depression. While this won't necessarily fix your financial concerns, it can definitely help to steer clear of cognitive decline. Dealing with the economic recession is never easy, but whether it's learning how to budget or becoming better at decision making, the first step to improving your situation is to understand more about the brain. As mentioned earlier in the video, there's clear evidence that an economic recession affects more than our bank, but our mental states as well. To learn more about how and why this happens, watch the video on the left. And for more content like this, subscribe and watch the playlist on the right.